Yeah, if you've never bought a ticket to the Super Series here in Portsmouth before, I think you've just been given every reason why. The drama is unrivaled on a Saturday night here at the Live Lounge. And Laura, we said we get that kind of thing. We never even discussed the prospect of a 9-dart shootout, but we've got pairs. Why not get 6 players on the stage?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of a fitting part of the way this week's actually kind of unravelled, isn't it? It felt like an impossible task for Ireland. The way that Scotland played in their opener, it just felt like the odds were really stacked against them, and they were. But we know this week is all about defying odds. So, yeah, it's really exciting.
Yeah, 2 of the teams on that stage behind us lost their first match 4-1, so they would have taken that, wouldn't they? Is it Scotland that come onto the stage with a little bit more frustration, perhaps?
Yeah, they were in a great position, weren't they? They won their first 4-1. You probably think at that point, especially when you see Belgium then go on to win 4-1, you think, right, okay, this is pretty good. Only need a couple of legs. And sometimes if you go into a match knowing that, or even thinking that in the back of your mind, then this is the kind of outcome. I mean, now I guess they're at a point that, you know, they'll be grateful that they got that one individual leg and that they are in the shootout as well.
Yeah, just to explain the rules, because obviously there's a different dynamic here with the teams. The player throwing first will end up throwing 2 visits, and the one in the middle will, of course, just throw 1. They have bulled up in the back room, and the winner of the bullseye chose what position they were to throw in. So as you can see there at the bottom of the screen, Belgium will throw last. That's because they won the bull. Roman will have 6 darts. Ireland will throw second, having finished second in the bull and chosen that position, understandably. So Scotland throw first, won't know what they need to do, but they've gone for Scott Campbell, not the experienced John Henderson. What do you make of that decision?
Yeah, it was something Henry and I discussed, actually. I mean, Scott Campbell is the player that's been throwing first, and the same for Ireland. He's the player throwing first. The one that, for me, is Brian Roman is throwing first for Belgium. He's got the more experience, but Vandenberg, over the last few games, and when they've actually peaked at their best, it has been Zanti Vandenberg that's been throwing first.
Can we even begin to try and predict the outcome of this?
I've been trying to predict things all week, and it's just gone the other way. The one thing I will say, the way the week has gone, it would not surprise me now if Ireland are one of the ones that gets through, because it felt like an impossible task for them at the time. But yet, it's anyone's guess at the moment.
Yeah, and look, it's completely new territory. This has never happened before, a pairs 9-dart shootout, certainly on television, 6 players on the stage. How on earth will they be feeling as the people involved in it?
I imagine really edgy, really edgy. I mean, it's bad enough when you're playing as an individual, but when you've got your partner behind you, and I think that's probably why you've seen the change in Belgium, because it's the captain that's going up there and trying to shoulder that responsibility of having the extra throw as well. So interesting to see how it all pans out. But yeah, the pressure really is on the players now for themselves, for their place in the tournament, but also for their pairs partner.
We've had a few 9-dart shootouts in the past where players have chosen different positions. Have Belgium done what you would have done, chosen the last spot?
Yeah, absolutely. That, you know, I'd like to know what's going on ahead of me as well. And some players are just slightly more reactionary. You know, they can bounce off what they've got to do or what their opponent's done in front of them. For Scotland, obviously, it's just all about going up there and leaving it all out on the oche. And then Ireland, they can kind of judge just from what Scotland do. As long as they stay ahead of them, then they'll be in a good place.
What's it about mentally? Who's gonna? What's the right approach in this? What kind of mentality is going to see a team through?
You've just got to, you've got to be confident in your own ability when you go up there. You've got 6 fantastic players. They all know what they can do, and it's just finding that real fine balance between, wanting it enough but not wanting it too much. You don't want to tense up. You don't want your shoulder to go stiff. You start pulling the darts all around. So it's just about, it's easy for me to say, sitting here, in comfy in the studio, but just, making sure that you're relaxed enough to get the best out of yourself.
And we just saw that real carnival atmosphere, didn't we, in that last match, because it was all said and done after a couple of legs between Wales and England. Now I think we're going to have hush descended on the arena, aren't we? Because this is going to be so tense, so dramatic, maybe a little nervy as well.
Yeah, it feels like a real nail biter to me anyway. I can feel the tension kind of building up and watching the teams when they're kind of taking their practice throws, because it really is uncharted territory. And I imagine for a lot of the players, a lot of the audience that are in here today as well, this is not something they've ever witnessed before, even with individuals. So, yeah, I think it'll be all eyes. It'll be total hush, total respect for everyone. And, may the best pairs get through.
Yeah, remarkable that we're going to have the first ever pairs 9-dart shootout. They're just preparing for it down on the stage. Now, Henry Deacon's going to provide commentary on it. We will react to it afterwards, and it is coming up straight after this break.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series here on Pluto TV. And are you ready to make a little bit of history? because we are here at the Live Lounge tonight for the first time ever. A pairs 9-dart shootout is about to take place. 6 players all on the stage at the same time, because Group 1 this evening could not be separated after 3 matches. Scotland beating Belgium, Belgium beating the Republic of Ireland, and then the Republic of Ireland beating Scotland, all by 4-1 scorelines. Means we have a moment of history here at the Live Lounge.
Ladies and gentlemen, with Group 1 finishing tied, there will now be a 9-dart shootout. The highest score will progress as the group winner, with second place progressing through second in the group. Each player will now have 3 more practice darts before we commence the shootout.
So this is how it's going to work. The 3 teams had a bull up before we got underway. The team closest to the ball got first choice. That was Belgium. They decided to throw third. Ireland then had second dibs and decided to throw second. And so Scotland had no choice other than to throw first. They had to nominate a player to throw 6 darts. So the first 3 and the last 3, and the player in the middle would throw the middle 3. So Scotland have nominated Scott Campbell to throw first and last. Ireland, Shane McGirt, that goes with their order. However, Belgium have shifted their plan. Shanti Vandenberg has usually thrown first this evening, but they have decided to put that honour upon their captain, Brian Raman. So, what is going to happen here? Whatever happens, we're going to see history.
Best of order in the Live Lounge, please. The 9-dart shootout starts now.
Jack Garwood lays out the rules. And this place, which was a pantheon not long ago, has descended into silence. They know they are watching history unfold here. Scott Campbell first to the hockey. And kicks off with a maximum. And I suppose the one advantage of throwing first is you can apply the pressure straight away. Now, usually, position 2 is the most fortuitous one, because you haven't got the nerves of throwing last, yet you have information from the throw before. Solitary treble there for Shane McGurk. What can Belgium do? Switching the order, putting Brian Raman into bat. And they find a priceless 140. And so the players in the middle here only have 1 throw, only 1 opportunity to affect the outcome. And Henderson cannot find a power treble, which is great news for Ireland if John O'Shea can find a couple of trebles. He finds 1. And this is very tight towards the line. Big treble from Shanti. So 240 for Belgium. They have a 5-point lead going into the final round of throws. And Scott Campbell knows how nervy a situation this is. That's why he's taken his time. He could find back-to-back 180s, potentially. Well, that is absolutely incredible. Scott Campbell, in a 9-dart shootout, has found 2 180s. And Scotland on 4-1-5 are in an unassailable position. Shane McGurk finds a treble.
96.
He finds 1. That means that Ireland finish up with a total of 292. So effectively here, Brian and Man just need to keep these straight, and Belgium will be through.
55.
But it's 55 for the Belgian pair, which means they are through by just 3 points.
Scotland. Also progressing are Team Belgium.
So Scotland and Belgium are into the semi-finals. The Republic of Ireland head for home. And so Scott Campbell with those 2 180s leads the line for the Scottish pair.